Yo, what's good, everybody? Good to see y'all coming through once again. If you haven't been here before, welcome. Welcome some and introduce myself to others. I am Carl Gray, the third, your dedicated launch specialist. So happy to see y'all here in the lab with me. Gonna jump right in real quick, just giving folks on the different streaming platforms that we're live on the opportunity to join. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. No, we're not on Twitter. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch. We all around here. We're gonna start in just a couple of seconds. Again, I'm glad to have y'all here. It's very, very important to me, that I help people. Again, we're gonna show you how to jumpstart the business of your dreams in less than a week. And the reason I know that it works is because I've done it. So I want y'all to take a quick look at this video and then we'll get right into it. I want you to have profit. My program, Profit Before Pain, helps you to put money in your pocket so that you can actually have that motivation to keep going. So many times we quit and we stop our businesses because we haven't experienced the profit that we want. I'm the type of person, I've been through it. This is what I've used to launch both of my businesses. I had a photography business. I used this same program, made $3,000 the first week. I'm also an ethical hacker, and I launched my ethical hacking classes where I teach people how to protect themselves online, and I made $5,000 my first time going live with it, and continuously made $20,000 the first month. So I'm telling you, this works. That is my solution. And in my 4-day to launch program, you work with myself, you work with my team. We use our templates, our methodologies to get you off the ground. You're in the room with other entrepreneurs who want to help you. Now, I'm telling you, you may be hesitant, but I don't want you to be in the same position next year where you haven't started fulfilling your dreams. You haven't started doing what you want to do. You haven't started doing what you want. We don't want you to experience this pain again. Let's get you making this money. Let's be real. That's what it's about. You want to be able to make an honest living. So click the link below, sign up. Let's get to work and come to my webinar. Let's see how this works. We can work together. And as I've said before, I will be your 7th customer. You go through my program and we get you a viable offer that I help you develop. I'll be your 7th customer. Even if it's something that I'll never use in my life, I will still purchase it and give it to somebody else. So let's go. 4daystolaunch.com. Let's make it happen. Are you the person who's been thinking about starting their business forever? You have an idea, you have something on your mind and your heart that you've been wanting to do for so long, but you just haven't got it off the ground. Well, I'm Carl Gray, and I'm a business launch specialist. My job is to help you to get that business off the ground and get you making money quick. All right. Yes, welcome. We're jumping right in this. Going through slide 1, I'm Carl Gray, and I have to first give a special shout out to my father, Carl Gray Jr., who birthed me 40 years ago. Today is his 67th birthday, but he doesn't look a day over 75. I love your dad. He's the drummer, the original drummer of the family. So shout out to him. If y'all there and put in the comments, say shout out to my dad, Carl Gray Jr. He'll probably, comment on it because you know how parents get on social media. Love you, Dad. Anyway, getting right into this, how to jumpstart the business of your dreams in less than a week. Yes, even if you've never sold anything before in your life. And let me get right down to the nitty gritty. Let's go ahead and face the facts. These past couple of years in life have been crazy. And we can all think of it, and just a few, we've had COVID, we've had shutdowns, we've had stimulus, PPP loans, election scandals, we've had rising gas prices, rising interest rates, a myriad of unexpected twists and turns, people passing away, unfortunately, all these things that have made so many folks feel like victims of circumstances beyond their control. Right, for so many people, 2022 could not have gotten here fast enough. And we're already in the middle of February, and people are still riding on that hope that this will be a new, a better year. But unfortunately, there's no magic formula that's in the numbers 2022 that's going to make it any better. But not all hope is lost, because just because the formula isn't magic, it doesn't mean that it does not exist, because it does exist if you're ready to work. And you don't have to wait to make it happen. You can start to change your life, change this year today. So, as a business person, now I know a lot of people have great business ideas and want to get into business. So, what if you, starting the brand new business of your dreams with your idea, could get advice and training from successful entrepreneurs, yes, plural, with years of success in business? If you had a methodology that could get you started and profit, something that most businesses don't do. As everyone knows, most businesses fail within the first 5 years. Also, what if you had established, formalized processes that you could use anytime to launch any new product? So today, who's this training for? This is a training. It's not just a webinar for information. It's for budding entrepreneurs who want to turn their expertise into a new business. Maybe you're a designer. Maybe you're a barber. Maybe you're you make underwater basket weaver. All of those things. People who know they're good at something and they want to get paid more for it. Maybe you're working at a company and you feel like, and you don't feel like you're underpaid. You know that you bring in so much revenue for them, or you give them so much effort and you're getting peanuts. Well, even if you're not getting peanuts, you should be getting more. Maybe you've had a business idea that you've been sitting on for a very, very long time. And, you feel like it's just in that idea stage and you want to get it moving. Or you have a hobby that you want to turn into a business. As you can see, I got a camera right behind me. I'm a photographer. I'm also a drummer. I do a whole bunch of stuff, and every hobby that I've had, somehow I've made it into a business, because that's what, the Bible says. I ain't get too preachy, but it says a man's gift makes room for him and sets him before kings, but businesses that maybe you've considered Kickstarter or Groupon or Kiva or begging your social media following, but you don't want to, waste time and money. You want to put something in place that will actually work. Or maybe you already have a business, but you want to do something new. And you want to get that product off the ground, and you want the easiest way to do that. Or you're already successful and you just want a brand new vertical. It's like, hey, I want to go into a completely different direction. I don't want to affect this. I want to do something else on this side. So, and so today what I'm going to show you is the methods that I use personally to turn one idea, photography, into $3,000 within a few weeks. This was over 12 years ago. So just that for inflation, it's a little higher than that. How I use the same methods, just with a different product, and turn one idea into $5,000 within a few days. And I'm going to show you tips on how to determine the pricing model and why we don't do things for free. How to find that sweet spot for your introductory pricing, so you have that operating capital that you want and that you need for your business. How to do your own Groupon and Kickstarter without giving all your money to Groupon and Kickstarter, like so many do. How to turn your village, the people that you know, into your street team. How to build a turnkey solution for immediate profit in your business. So just a little bit about me. I am Carl J. Gray III. As I said, I'm son of Carl J. Gray Jr., whose birthday is today. Again, shout out to you, Pops. Again, if y'all see this, make sure you shout out my dad in the comments. Give him a happy birthday. But simply put, I'm an entrepreneur with a passion for business and helping others to thrive in business. I've been what some would call a serial entrepreneur, and it's because entrepreneurship is something that I love to do. And so now it's like, okay, I've built enough business for myself. Now it's time for me to help others to build theirs. So just a little bit about me. I'm a Hampton University alumni. If you see my shirt, I'm very proud of that. Love the HBC. A lot of HBCU pride over here. I'm an internationally published photographer. Yes, I've had my photography published in over 17 countries. I'm a certified ethical hacker. I'm founder of Learn From a Hacker. I've taught people how to become ethical hackers and certified penetration testers like myself. I'm the CEO of Prototype Consulting Group, which is putting on this webinar today. Over a decade in business, I've done management consulting, digital photography, cybersecurity. I was even a political strategist very early on in my career, and so I bring all of those things to bear to help you to build your business. It's been 8 years since I've had a boss, and I love it. I go to sleep when I want to. Sometimes it's really late, like yesterday I go to sleep till like 4 o'clock, but it's because I chose to stay up. And I didn't wake up until 9, 10, 11, whatever my first meeting was. I make my own time schedule. I have over 25,000 hours of paid consulting work across many fields, and I have hundreds of hours of study research development in the areas of business processes and profitability. So these are some of the companies that I've served. I don't want to go through all of them, but I've done a whole lot with a whole lot of people. If you want to go back and pause it and see, there it is right there. And the list keeps growing. So through all of that, now I'm really, really driven to help others. My goal for this year, or well, the next 2 years, is to help at least 1,000 entrepreneurs to better their lives and their income. So that's my goal over the next 2 years, between now and 2020, December 2024. That's what I want to do. Now, what the ultimate goal of our business, we have a goal to 2027, a 5-year plan, where we plan on helping 100,000 entrepreneurs start, build, and grow their businesses. This year, we're capping it at 500 in 2022, and actually we're very well on our way with our clientele, using our trainings, our one-on-one, our group coaching, workshops, partnerships, boot camps, all of those things. And I really, my heart is to become a trusted advisor for many small and family businesses as they grow, thrive, and scale. People often say that small business is the backbone of our economy, and I actually believe it. I really want people to be able to grow and thrive in their businesses. That is my goal. So just a little bit about where we like to take people. So just getting an overview of the company. We start from the idea stage, where you see exactly what you want, that you just want to get into business, and it's like you're chomping at the bit. You had that hobby, you've been doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but you want to move forward. Then we get to that working, and you're in that entrepreneur stage. It's like, hey, I'm kind of just doing it. People are paying me for it. Everything kind of ad hoc. I don't have any type of systems in place. I'm just doing it and getting paid every once in a while, maybe a side gig. Then we get to that organized business stage, where you kind of have certain things in place that are working for you. It's kind of, you have some systems, not all the ones that you would want, but it's pretty organized, and you even see the growth. Then we get to that growing and thriving stage, where you have systems. You probably have outsourced a lot, or you have employees working for you. You're getting to that stage of growth where you have the opportunity to either expand or even sell. My mentor, who has offered to become a partner in this program, he actually can give advice because he's done it. He sold a company for over $100 million, 2 companies, as a matter of fact, for over $100 million. And so he brings that to the table to help us. Like I said, the entrepreneurs is plural in this, and his goal is the same as mine. He wants to help people to make an honest living, by helping other people, and that's really our goal. Now, unfortunately, the unfortunate reality about business, always got to get to the problem, is for years being successful has been seen as a huge mountain to climb. The quote unquote powers that be, as we like to say, have made huge barriers of entry, but most of those are all in our mind. And so they tell us, they need all of these things. I like to call this the list. Traditionally, you need all of these things before you can start your business. You got to have your plan. You got to have the LLC, the bank accounts, the logo, the avatar, set up that business credit, sit there and do all this, that, and the other. And, all of that. They say, get all of that together before you make a single dime. And that's called a barrier to entry. It helps to keep those who have in that position, and keep, others who want to get into it, subservient to them. Say, oh, you'll never get here. But the truth of the matter is, in the United States right now, 88% of all millionaires were not born millionaires. They earned it. So yes, the way to get in is there. You can do this. The other 12%, hey, blessings on them. They had their legacy wealth, but now it's our turn. It's our turn to pass on the legacy wealth to our people. So, we're going to change all that. Now, don't get me wrong. I definitely believe that all the things that to get into business and to run a business successfully are important. And part of my business is helping entrepreneurs like you to create all of those things as your business needs it. And I've even written a book called The 7-Day Business Plan that's coming out next month. That's the cover. That's the working cover. It may change. And I actually have most of those items for my business. But I know how long it can take to get all of those things done before you're actually in business. And do you want to sit there and wait, months and sometimes even years doing all of that before you're actually in business? That's what discourages a lot of people. Now, I can't go through all that. I don't want. I mean, you see it. You see people start and stop and start and stop and start and stop. But because so many times there are things that get in there that discourage them. But I get it. You're like me. You're an entrepreneur and you just want to help people and make an honest living. That's what business is about. You're providing a service, whether it be a luxury service, whether it be a necessity, whether it be, need-based, want-based, whatever it is, you provide that for people and they compensate for you. There's nothing wrong with that, even exchange, and we want to help you to get to that point. And don't you wish that there was an easier way to get started and then worry about all that crazy stuff, the planning? And when I say easier, I'm very specific. Easier to me means after you've made some money. That's what it is to me. So let me tell you how I define launch. This is how we define it here at Launch with Carl, because and what we do is we get you in the air. So number one, you have a good to great product offer, meaning it's something that people want to use and are able to use. Number two, a profitable price, meaning that there's going to be some money after all is said and done that goes into either your pocket or the company's pocket, and preferably both. Identified customers. Yes, you can go build a customer avatar, profile, and all of that. But today we're even going to talk about an easier way to go that far, than going that far, because even building an avatar can take a long time. A sales method, meaning something in place where you can sell to people, they can pay you, you can track it the proper way. And all of these things are there and at your disposal. You don't have to even go and spend a whole lot of money to make it happen. And then what you also need, and what is most important, is deliberate, aggressive, and targeted action. And when I say deliberate, aggressive, targeted action, I mean doing something, sending it out, getting it in front of the people. And that's it. Everything else can and will come later. But this is what a launch is. This is what really launches a business. There is nothing that is stopping you from doing these things right now. And I'm going to show you how. Now, the truth is, if you'd rather spend months and weeks planning and, before you ever make a dime, that's completely your choice. I'll never stop someone to do that, because truth be told, there are people out there who are like that. They have to have all the details and, stacks of paperwork and notebooks together before they ever make a move. That's not me, and I doubt that that's you. But wouldn't it be great if you could leverage the current relationships that you already have, what we call your warm market, to get a quick infusion of cash into your business? If you could use the same methods that Groupon and Kickstarter use without giving up high percentages of revenue. We talk about, I tell people why I don't do Kickstarter and Groupon. The primary reason is with Groupon, they ask you to, number one, cut whatever your price is at least in half, sometimes up to 90%. And then from there, they take half of that revenue. So, if you have a product that's $100, the most you could sell it on there is for $50. But then the most you could take home is $25. And nothing against them, but that's more of a marketing platform than it is a sales platform for you to bring in profit. If anything, it's a loss leader, and you don't want to have those when you're first starting out. If you create genuine word of mouth buzz about your budding business, there's no greater marketing than word of mouth. Google ads are not as good. Facebook ads are not as good. Having great copy or email is not as good. The best thing is when people who have used your product are able to promote it the way that you want them to promote it. You can start off with, up to $3,000 or more in receivables without spending a dime on marketing. Again, I'm not teaching you how to do Google ads today. We don't have to go through that right now. That's not important at the stage that you're at. And you, again, can start to take control of your income and see a bright future in your own business. So what I'm going to show you today is a program, it's actually a concept that I have, and it's called Profit Before Pain. And that's what's important to me, And before we dive into it, we're really going to dive into it. I want to remind you that you're worth this. And I want you to prove to yourself that you're worth this by doing a couple of things right now. Number one, close your email. Close your text messages, close your Instagram, close all of them social media things you have. I don't have typically to be, when the phone buzzes. My phone number buzzed 5 times since I've been sitting here. I just had to put it on the ground. Close those 20 browser windows you have open. Close the door to wherever you are. Don't let anything distract you. Ask the kids, if you have children, not to kill themselves for the next hour. We're not going to be here for another hour. We're just going to, we're going to have a conversation. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to do that. And while turn the volume up so you can hear me while you do that. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So, Excuse me. Bless me. So today, again, like I said, we're talking about profit before pain, because while the growing pains of business, they're inevitable. You're going to have to go through something. The process that I'm showing you today is like a bomb. It's like a spoonful of sugar that makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Shout out to Mary Poppins. But if you're able to have a viable and profitable business, so that you can have money in your accounts before you start doing the hard stuff, and even some of those things you'll be able to outsource, or you just move through it. So my goal for today, if you would allow me, because I like to do things with permission, is to empower you. I want you to allow me to empower you to gain control and really see how your business can prosper faster than you ever imagined, with less effort than you ever thought. So today I'm going to show you again how I launched my photography business with $3,000 in receivable before I even fulfilled one client's request. How I launched the Ethical Hacker training course that was very, very successful, and made $5,000 in 90 minutes. And all of this was during the pandemic when everything was shut down. And then the first month brought in $20,000 for it. And most of all, I'm going to show you how you can do it too. So our solution is my 7-step turnkey solution for your profitable kickoff. And this is just kicking off. This is getting you launched. That's why it's called Launch with Carl. And so simply, it's very, very simple. Number one, you design your offer, and I'm going to go into detail about it in a second. Number two, you price that offer. Number three, identify your customers. Number four, prepare your delivery infrastructure. How are you going to get it to them? You construct the communication that's necessary to get them what they want. You launch your campaign, and then you count your profit. One thing my pastor taught, and she's very, very wise, and she's taught me much of what I know today, is that, always keep that part, that positive part in your process that you look forward to, the rejoicing piece. So, I always put that in every step I have. It's not just because 7 is my favorite number. So step one, design your offering. This is how you want to design the offering. And if you want to take out a pen and paper right now, that is fine to do. Number one, it's relatively easy for you to deliver. You want it to be something that you can do relatively quickly with ease. You don't want to go through a whole lot of struggle. You don't want to have a whole lot of moving parts that are outside of your control. Number two, it provides value to your customers or your clientele. You want them to be able to walk away saying, yes, I'm happy with this, as with any offer. And, one of the things that we teach, and I give you the template on how to even decide where to assign that value and make sure that they're getting it. Number two, it gives you the opportunity to over deliver, especially when starting out. You want to over deliver. One of the things that I always do, you can ask any of my clientele, that I will always over deliver. I always give a little something extra with everything that I do. It sets you up for repeat customers and clients, because again, you're getting into business, meaning that this is something that is going to be ongoing. Now, why not give this away for exposure? Let's talk about this. I did a class last week on, why freebie syndrome is killing your business kickoffs. Because a lot of people, when they do trial runs of a product or service, they'll give it away. And that's often because they believe that the only way they can get the feedback and get people to promote something for them is if they do it for free, while they're trying to perfect it. But that's not what we do here. And here's why. Number one, it gets very, very expensive. You will spend your time and your money to give something away. And that's not how you want to start off. People often don't appreciate the things that they get for free. You can give something to someone, especially if it's something of value, and no matter how much you put into it, if they have not invested to get it, they will not get out of it what's necessary. In every training that I've taken, and even the ones that I give, I always encourage people, you must charge something. Because if people have not sacrificed for it, they won't put forth the effort. I've tried to give some things away, some of my expertise, and I'll be honest with you, the people that I've given it away to have not actually had as good results as the people who have who've paid for it. Because it encourages them, it motivates them, because everyone wants to get their money out of it. That's why it's like, hey, you pay for it because I'm doing you a service by allowing you to pay for this. Number three, it doesn't allow you to test your sales and marketing processes that you have in place. And that's also a part of what you're doing. So what we do is what we call beta testing. And I've taken this from the IT world and the video gaming world. And essentially what that is, it's an opportunity for real users to use a product in a real production environment, meaning in the real world, and help to uncover bugs and issues before general release. And we do this at a discounted rate, meaning it's not going to be a full price, because they're part of the agreement is that they're going to give feedback. And so what you do is, and in the beta test, what you're testing the product in and of itself. You're testing the marketing to see, is it working? Is it touching people? The pricing that it is. So is it too high? Is it too low? Is it right? Is it just right? And even the user experience, you want to make sure, that they still feel good. Not even just does it work, but do they feel good using it? So that being said, how do we decide our kickoff price? Be aggressive, but realistic. You want it to be a deal, but your goal is still profit. If you're not making profit, all you have is an expensive hobby. I'm sorry to break the news to you. You want to make the price something that someone can easily say yes to without hesitation. And I give formulas on what that pricing is, and it's not even just comparing it to other people. It's about when you assign the value to it, it makes sense for them. Again, make the discount deep enough where it's a no-brainer. Like if you were to walk into a car dealership and you see a brand new Mercedes-Benz for $10,000, chances are you're going to jump on it. You might ask, hey, what's going on with that? But you're going to jump on it. It'll be a no-brainer. If it's in perfect machine condition, you're going to use it. So you want the discount to be like, oh yeah, I have to have that. There's no way I could turn that down. And then but also you want to make the price so low that once you launch, you'll never ever go that low again. One of the keys to a launch is getting out of launch mode. You never want to stay at that point where everything is a discount. Everything is everything is in test mode, because even with launches, like whether it's a plane or rocket, they get to a cruising altitude, which is a lot higher. It's a lot easier. There's a lot. It's just a lot better, and that's where you want to be. But this launch will help to get you there very, very quickly, and then you'll never have to charge that low again. Now, if you've already been charging, we're likely able to find a higher price point for you, which will equal more profit for you and your business. And again, it's totally contingent on your profit. There are many different price points that we're able to use. So step 3 is you decide who your launch customers are. Option 1, we do a limited open beta. We do 70 to 100 targeted people, and they have certain criteria. We have a checklist for exactly how the criteria is made for each person. Say, do they have, and we can kind of get into that based upon what your product is, and when we work together, I show you, hey, you want to consider this, you want to consider that, you want to consider this. You can go through your entire network, your social media, personal contact, social media groups, even people that trickle in through other stuff, general interest groups that you're a part of in social media. I even know some tricks that's going on with Facebook and their algorithms that you may want to, begin to target and do things like that. The second way is a friends and family beta, where it's very, very, very a small group of people, depending on what the product is. And I help you to decide whether, depending on your product, whether you want to do a limited open or you want to do a friends and family beta. 50 to 100 contacts of selected friends and family, and they're good for your brand. Again, you want them to be people who, they'll look good even promoting you, because like I said, we're turning your village into your street team. There's a whole process in this. You trust them to give you their honest opinion and feedback, and not bury you. You don't want them to sit there and say, oh yeah, I had Carl, this, that, and the other, but it didn't taste good. Like, okay, I understand. Are you saying it needed more sugar? Did it need more salt? That's what you want. You want those type of responses. You want them to be people that you've had a positive interaction with in the past 3 years. Number one, because of what you're doing and the value that you have, you're actually doing them a favor. And if you're doing them a favor, you want them to be people that you've had a favorable relationship with. And it doesn't have to be in person. It can be online or by phone or, carrier pigeon, whatever works. And some of them, you're relatively sure they would never pay a full price anyway. Your aunt, you're never going to charge her full price. You know that. Mama gonna get it for free. You know, Aunt D, you know you got everything for free, Aunt D. That's my aunt. You know, the Aunt D, Aunt Robert, Vanetta, all of y'all. You know, Aunt Kim, the whole squad. Uncle Craig. Okay, now I got getting on my family. All that good stuff. But you know, you want to make sure that you at least honor them by giving them the opportunity. There are other options that are able to be used. I don't recommend these for an initial launch because they're a very involved process, and we want to do this relatively quickly. You know, you can do an open beta, qualified beta, big tent beta, single member beta, and these are all things that I created on my own. You know, to kind of say, okay, this is a way to do it in business. Like I said, you know, being in IT assurance, this is something that I've seen a number of times with the way that software works, and so I'm bringing those things out of that and making them work for you. And then what you do is you want to prep your communication. I really hope that everybody's writing this down. And you want to make your communication very, very seamless, you know, because you don't want your potential client, you want your potential clients to be able to act and pay as soon as they decide in their mind that they want your product. So what I recommend is, you know, a flyer, then an email. You want a really good email, a payment portal, and a delivery system and methodology on how you deliver. Again, there's some good to have, but these are not essential for you to actually launch. You know, a CMS, you know, MailChimp, Constant Contact, HubSpot, you know, some type of contact management system. Those are good to have. A calendar app, you know, like Calendly, depending on what you do. So if you have something that's appointment-based, you'll need something like Calendly. A form or survey app, because again, you're going to be collecting feedback. And one of my favorite classes that are part of my launch program is I teach why getting feedback is one of the most important things that you can do for your marketing. So constructing your delivery, you know, you want to put your name in the subject line. This is very, very key. I really hope that you're paying close attention to this. You put your name in the subject line because remember, these people know you. You know, you want to put it as the name that you're sending out, which more than likely, if you're sending it from your personal email, that's what it'll be. But you want it in there. You know, for mine, I put for my photography business, say Carl's new photography business. Like, oh, what? You know, because it's going to catch them, especially if these are people who, again, you've had favorable relationship with. Assume the reader knows you've gotten into business. Say something like, as you may already know, you know, and I'm giving you my secrets. I'm showing you my secret sauce on how I do these things. You want to assume that they know, because that triggers something in their mind that if they're close to you, they better know these things. Let them know why they've been selected. And oftentimes, and I'm going to show you, you want to make sure that it's flattering, that it's something that's uplifting to them. Emphasize the exclusivity of the deal, that this is not for everyone and it's not going to last forever. You want to share with them the regular price as opposed to the price that you're offering for the launch, and keep it. You want to make sure that the pay link is very, very prominent. Keep it short and simple, the KISS method, and deadlines are very important. And sometimes you may want to have a payment plan. So again, give you a peek behind the curtain. So 10 years ago, when I started my first photography business, this is the flyer that I used. You know, it was for, you know, and I actually give this to my students so they can edit it themselves. And I'm going to read it to you so that you understand in case you can't see it. But again, put your best foot forward. You know, Canva, Photoshop templates, you can do that. I also have, you know, for people in my classes, I actually have a number of graphic designers who can actually assist them at discounted rates and making really good flyers. Make it very clear what you're selling. You want the quick sale, you know. Also, make the photos secondary. I mean, while the photos are in the center, the biggest thing that are there are the invitation only and the price of the package. Now, what I would have done as a consultant, well, before I get into that, I'm actually going to, you know, read this to you so that you see it, and I explain to you the elements of it. Number one, I said invitation only, meaning, again, the exclusivity piece. You have been selected to participate in this one-time only portfolio build special, meaning it's going to go away and it's never coming back. As Prototype Promotions, that is my photography company, is building its portfolio and service, we're seeking, and remember I said, tell them why they are being selected. Seeking diverse, exceptionally photogenic individuals for our introductory photo shoot special. So I just told them that they're receiving this because I believe that they're attractive and they look good on camera. That's what I'm telling them at this point. And it's first come, first serve, limited spots available. And then down here, what I did was I told them what it included, how much was the initial deposit fee, way down here in small, and then, opportunity to upgrade. Now, if I had myself as a consultant, and this is what I teach in my classes, there's certain things that I do. I'll tell you, use bullet points instead of paragraphs, because bullet points, especially down here, where I'm telling what is there, is a lot easier to read and a lot easier for the individual to intake. Highlight the low deposit. Yeah, I highlighted the low price, but the deposit was even less than that. That's something they could quickly take action on. And I would have made the flyer clickable. I made an attachment as opposed to hyperlinking it in the email. And I show you exactly, I give you the HTML code. Yeah, I did a little web program back in the day. Number 6, you put it all together and you send it out. You can use an email delivery system that opens tracks and clicks. Now, what a lot of people don't know, there's actually a very free tool that you can put into your Gmail that will track your opens and clicks, for emails that you send out. And, because in some cases you want to send it out through your regular email, especially if you've been communicating with these individuals. Resend to people who don't open it. And again, you're able to see those things. Make it follow up, and if you decide to use a tracking pixel because you're using a CMS or something like that, make sure you have that tracking pixel in there. Now, really good. Stick to your deadline. Reason being, because you want people to honor your word. Know that you honor your word, because that's very key to business. They can trust you, and they know that you won't compromise your word, even if it benefits yourself or benefits them. People who saw this, they know what the price was for my class before, and I told them I would never charge that price again. And I'm a man of my word. Because I have to be, because otherwise people will always think that you compromise. And when you're in business, I don't know how many times you've seen a scandal happen with somebody in business because they simply compromise. You can have an oops, you missed it offer, which is not as good as the first one, but it's better. It's something for them, but never have anything better than what you put on that flyer. Step 7, like I said, raking the profit. Now, if you've done right, here's what will happen. You'll have both cash in hand and accounts receivable coming in. You'll have speedy growth in your social media presence and interactions. You'll acquire much of the needed data to begin your business plan. You will have a free street team of people who are promoting your business online, and new customers available to pay for your services, and be on the road in $3,000 to $3,000 a month in part-time income in no time. And before I move forward, as people say, nothing is better than hearing from someone else's words. So I'm going to just kind of let some of my clients say a little something real quick.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jacob Crane here, CEO and founder of Strive for Perfection Athletics and Dream Chaser Academy. Carl Gray has been a tremendous help the last year. We're both Hamptonians, so it's no surprise that I knew he did good work. We have worked together on numerous projects. It started off with him just coming by and checking out what we were doing, to us sitting down and him explaining to me what it takes to take a business to the next level, from the spreadsheets to the consulting calls. Everything he has done has tremendously helped our business grow and multiply in different areas. And we are super excited to continue our work with CG Prototype Solutions and Consulting Group to provide consulting in different areas and find the gaps in areas that we need to grow in and where we need help at the most. Shout out to Carl Gray. You're doing a great job, man. Looking forward to continuing to working with you, and blessings for you and your business and much success.
Yeah, so just to give a little bit about him, he has a number of different businesses. One in particular is a basketball, is a basketball organization. And when I first got involved with them, maybe about a year or so ago, a little less than 18 months ago, they were doing one location in Richmond, Virginia, and we began to talk, and I went down because he just wanted somebody to do photography, and there's his big brother, say I'll come and help. And I looked and saw that he actually had something there. And so starting that week, we began to grow. And so over the last year and a half, he's expanded from just being in Richmond to now in Maryland, Miami. National championships are going to be in King of Prussia, opening up a new facility in Texas, doing some stuff in Illinois, some things with some NFL and NBA individuals, get ready to expand and to get into NIL and doing a whole lot of stuff with a whole lot of good people. So I just wanted to let you see that, the processes do work and they grow. And so, as I was saying, you get on that road in doing this and doing it the right way, and there's nothing but success for you, right? So moving along, after you've done the launch, you want to deliver on your promise. Very important. Again, put your best foot forward, over deliver, don't hold back. The great Zig Ziglar said, if you want to help someone, if you want people to know that you can help them, just help them. And that's what you do. Give instructions on how to provide feedback. And I cannot tell you how important this is to your business. We spend a whole day in our class talking about what is important about feedback and why, again, this is what is key to propelling you past the launch point. Give them what hashtags to use. Use hashtag development. Keyword development is very, very, very key. I give templates on how to develop the proper keywords and their methodology. You don't want to use the ones that everybody's using, but you also don't want to use the ones that no one's using. We do all of that for you. We do it with you. Request that feedback via survey. And even if they don't provide feedback, it's still requested. And I'll tell you why. Now, if they are satisfied, ask them to leave a positive review and tell others. Most of the time, people are happy to do it because they feel that good about your product. But most importantly, after this, I want you to be ready for more customers and clients than you ever dreamed of, that you ever knew that would happen. So you're like, wait, Carl, okay, this worked for you. It worked for Jacob, but who else does it work for? And I'm going to tell you, coaches, physical trainers. And when you see yours up here, put a thumbs up or say what's up, or, throw something and say, hey, that's me. So coaches, physical trainers, event planners, writers, consultants, financial planners, photographers, ethical hackers like myself, professional and event chefs, videographers, virtual assistants, closet organizers, landscapers, car detailers, copywriters, HR specialists, independent contractors, housekeeping services, fashion consultants. It worked for me and it can work for your business. Actually, one who just went through my program is an astrophotographer, meaning he takes pictures of stars. I'm like, oh, that is amazing. I have someone who makes, body moisturizing balms, all of that. This just works. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is right here. And not only is it the wheel, it's the entire car. It's a Corvette going down the street really, really, really fast. Now, the truth is, you showed it today for a number of reasons. Number one, you want to start your business, but you're not quite sure where to start. Let me show you. You see the job, technology, and social landscape is changing, and you want to have control of your own. You don't know whether to invest in stocks, crypto, NFTs, put it in an IRA. You have no idea what to do. And all of those things are good, but nothing is better than creating your own, where you're not sitting there hoping that something goes up or goes down. You're making the business go up and go down. We only go up. We ain't going down. You want to build a generational legacy wealth for you and your family. That's something that many in our community have just not had. And it's about time for us to change that. But the way that we change that is through streams of income that we are able to control. Next, maybe just being curious. Like, what in the world is Carl talking about online every day? Just being nosy, but that's cool. But if you've gotten this far, you believe this works. This works. I'm going to tell you. So you want to ask me, Carl, how'd you get here? Go ahead, put in the comments. Carl, how'd you get here? I'm going to tell you how I got here. Very, very easy. Number one, I took an interest. It was like the things that I know that I can do, and how does this work? I took a chance. Every entrepreneur is taking a calculated risk. You're using your time, you're using your effort. Sometimes you're using your money, to do things. It's taking that chance, and you must do that. The future depends on you doing that. Your future depends on you taking that chance. I took a class. I knew that there had been people out there who had already done what I'm trying to do. And especially when it comes to, whether it be the sales, the marketing, the putting things together. I'm like, look, there are people that are better than me at this. I know I have a great idea. Let me make it even better. Like, I've learned so much more since I first started that photography business 10 years ago. I've learned so much more since I started the ethical hacking business a year and a half ago, and so now I'm trying to pass it on to you. But more than all of these things, what I really took with all of this, I took control. And that's what I want you to do. Take control of the future. Take your future out of the hands of other people. Take your future out of the hands of those who could not care less if you come to work tomorrow, because they can replace you. Become irreplaceable in your own life. Do this for yourself. Do this for your family, because launching a business of your own, you can be sure that not only will you always have income, a way to make money, but it's a protection for yourself and your family from uncertain economic happenings in the future. Like I said before, interest rates going up, going down, inflation's going crazy. People don't know whether stock's going to stay up. Bitcoin was at 70K, now it's down to 40, and then get up to 50, go down. So you can't even put everything in that. You need something that you control. Take control of your future. And because I want you to do that, I'm inviting you to something that people have been asking me to do for a very long time. Because I've been giving a little advice here and there on how to grow people's businesses and seeing things happen. But they're like, Carl, we're going to do something where you can just take me through it. And I'm going to show you. This is essentially a 4-day launch with me. And I'm going to take you on a journey. No. It's not a journey. It's a sprint, because I want this to be fast so you can launch your business. So come to my 4 days to launch simple business accelerator program. Starting February 28th, I'm taking just 20 businesses, no more than 20, through my launch program in 4 days. Yes, just 4 days. All of those things that we went through, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do it in a couple of minutes. So I'm inviting you to that. It's going to be Sunday, February 28th, from 7 p.m. to 8:30 daily. And if those times don't work for you, don't worry. I still have a solution for you with that. So during these days, you'll develop a launch offer that sells, meaning it makes you money and it propels you forward. You'll have a launch price that is irresistible and profitable, which is very important. You develop infrastructure to reach clients and collect payment. I'm not talking about telling people, hey, send me a cash app. Oh, Venmo me real quick. Nothing against those, but you're in business now, and we want business solutions for you. And you'll be able to launch a product to the beta group that I just described, and we'll show you exactly how to fill that beta group up. Now, why this program? Let me tell you why this program is opposed to others. I know you've probably seen a bunch of them on the internet. Number one, most of them are not as interactive as this, and I promise you that one. And I'm going to show you all the things that go along with it. Again, we're not just doing theory and information. I'm showing you what I've actually done, and it's also hands-on development with other entrepreneurs in the room and other entrepreneurs that have done this before. Daily fill in the blank templates. You never have a blank page. You're never starting off with a blank page. You get assistance from an experienced professional. I call in experts and say, hey, I want you to talk about this, because even though I can do it, you do it even better than I do. And then fully immersive and interactive experiences, it will help you to maintain and retain the information, as opposed to just sitting back and watching a video. We go through and I say, all right, we're going to pause and let's do this right now. Let's critique it right now. Let's make it work. Because my success is only based on your success. Constant achievement boosts confidence. Every day you walk out with something else leading you towards your product. It's a success every day. That's our goal. And quick results, because the focus of this program is to immediately get cash flow. I have other programs that build some of the other stuff, but we're talking about launching. And the key to launching is getting money in your accounts, getting receivables, having those customers start to come in. Let's prime that pump. Let's get that spigot running, because once it starts, it's going to keep going. So how this week works, essentially, it's 60 to 90-minute group working sessions and classes live with me. Hands-on interactive lessons to develop your launch. We do daily fill in the blank templates and worksheets, homework and prep for the next day, opportunity to present and market to other entrepreneurs, and access to a Discord channel where you're able to ask questions and collaborate with others. Now, really quickly, I like to show my satisfied customers, and so I'm going to let you hear from Miss Crystal Brooks.
Everyone, so Master Life Coach and founder of Love You More Legacy LLC. And so I just wanted to come in and do a quick video to just share that it was so very beneficial working with Carl over the 4 days to launch program. I am so excited and thankful that I did that particular program with him. Now, one of the many things that I can say that I learned was the part where we had to break down or answer 50 reasons why somebody should work with you in your business. What? 50? That is a lot, but it takes you beyond the surface level and makes you dig deep. So I absolutely love that part. Something that I am excited about, well, one thing I'm excited about implementing through my particular business is actually my packages, and I learned how to package it properly and price it properly. So I am excited. If you are thinking about doing it, just go ahead and do it. It's the best decision that you will make. I absolutely love everything about it.
See, so yes, like I said, I thrive on satisfied customers, and she's excited. She reaches out almost every day to talk about her progress. So yeah, that's how it works. So let me go through the modules really quickly so that you see exactly what you're going to be doing. So we do the launch product development, your launch methodology, your customer journey, because that's very important. What your customer sees and how they get there, and identifying your launch market and then actually launching. So this is day one. We design that offer. It's like, okay, what is the product? And I have, again, a really good product template that works so well for you to establish. And I'm not just handing you a piece of paper and saying, go fill this out. When you're part of this class, I'm actually walking you through the steps, explaining to you, how to make the decision on each part that goes into it. And then we decide that base price, what does it really cost for you to do this? And what does it cost you to be profitable? Then we do a launch price. Again, a launch price oftentimes is different from your manufacturer to just a retail price. It's a little bit lower, but not a lot lower. It's still profitable. It's still getting money in both your pocket and the business, because again, they're separate entities essentially. Day two, we decide your launch style. How are you going to send it out? Are you going to be doing, email? You're going to be doing Facebook? Are you going to be, launching? Are you doing a open beta? A limited open beta? Are you doing a friends and family beta? Then we write your copy. I have a stack of templates a mile high that are not only they're personality based, they're industry based, all of that. Where you do, again, fill in the blanks, and of course you can make it in your own voice, but you don't have a blank page to say, all right, now write an email convincing people, because that's what I had. I had a blank page that I had just figured out on my own, but I'm like, no, I've done this enough times where you don't have to do it on your own. We'll design your flyer. Again, more templates. I have both Photoshop and Canva, whichever your preference. I have my own archive of them, of thousands of templates that you can use. Next, we'll create your delivery infrastructure. Again, we're not just saying send me Venmo, send me a Cash App. We want to make this very structured, because as you move forward in your business, you're going to need to be able to show that revenue. An attractive payment page. How are you going to do this? Sometimes people can, I even have a bonus lab where you can create a sales page and funnel, or you can even do just a regular web page, whatever works for your product. Then we identify that launch market on day 4. Day 4, we're already there. We're done. We're sending out those emails. And once you send out those emails, you'll start to see the responses. You'll start to see people like, oh, this is great. Yeah, I want this. Oh, I need in. Oh, yeah, let's go. But while that's happening, we're talking about data collection analysis. We're moving forward. Again, we're in business mode right now. So, we're doing the data collection. We're doing the analysis, and we're making this happen. So I want to ask you, at this point, you've launched your business. You're making money. So let's talk about how much this is worth to you. And I want you to think about this in your own mind. How would it feel, number one, to have startup operating capital without having to go into debt or go deep into your pockets? How much would it be worth to be immediately able to jumpstart your business with $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, or even more without having to spend weeks developing ads? Not to mention that everything that is developed in this process will help your business at large beyond the launch. So these aren't things that you'll throw away. These are things that will go into your business plan. They'll go into your marketing plan. They'll help to propel you forward. Like I said, the launch is just to get you to that cruising altitude. And we'll talk about even next steps. Now let's talk about your numbers. So whatever your product is, you think about what your product could be right now, and I'll even help you to develop that piece. Let's say that product costs $10. If you sold 100 of them, just 100 at $10, which isn't a lot. Think about how many $10 products you bought. That's an easy $1,000. If you had 50 products at $50, just 50 people, and I know if your product is giving up, you can sell it to 50 people, no problem. Easy $2,500. Let's say you have a 500, something that you're really putting out there, and you just sell 10 of them, you're getting $5,000 in your business and in your pockets. It's really that simple. We want to break it down, and we even set those goals for you. You set, how much you want to make at this point, and we put these numbers down and say, hey, this is what you're going to do to move forward. Now, how long would it take for you to do this on your own? And I really get a little passionate on this part, so y'all got to excuse me for a second. What is it? It could take you 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years. Why risk that time? Time is money. Time is money. Time is money. And how long have you already been putting it off and waiting? You don't want to do that anymore, because the world is waiting for you. This gift that you have, I don't care how menial you may think it is, it's important. Let's say, I often use the metaphor of someone who does makeup. And no, it's not the cure for cancer. It's not gonna, save someone from a burning building. However, let's say someone does get burned in a burning building and they feel really bad, but you have the gift, and again I said the gift of being able to make them feel and look beautiful while they're already beautiful. God made them beautiful no matter what they went through, but you're able to make them feel beautiful as they're going through their treatments. Your body butters may do something just to reinvigorate their vitality and things like that. Maybe you teach a class on how to sing. You're doing that. But anything. It could be. Even if it is luxury, maybe just make that woman feel good carrying her bag down, or make that man feel good because you cleaned his shoes. Again, this is anything. You're a physical trainer. You're helping people's lives. Whatever it is, somebody is waiting for you to do it. Do not be selfish with your gift. I could easily sit on the knowledge that I have and just, work a regular 9 to 5 and be good. But I know my passion is to help other people to grow their own business, because I know what it's going to do for my community. I know what it's going to do for my nation. I know what it's going to do for the world. And you have to think about it the same way. Your gift is meant to bless someone else, and you don't know who that person is. It could be the next president of the United States. It could be the leader of the next Amazon. It could just be the person that walks in and saves somebody's life at the grocery store. It doesn't matter. Or maybe just to put a smile on somebody's face. They're waiting for you to do it. Don't let somebody else take your place in their lives to help them. Like I said, sometimes I get a little passionate about this because I know that everybody out there has something in them that can help someone else. But now I'm going to move on. So my question to you is, what would you pay on the open market? And I'm going to tell you my prices, when I do this one-on-one with people. My most recent client, that is $500 an hour, easy, plus expenses. All I do is give them, the words, and I give them some templates, but then they got to do all this other stuff on their own. And, I was just attending a training where somebody does the same thing, and they were charging $3,200 to $6,400 for this. And it's very much well worth it. I just showed you what the numbers are. If you sold 100 products for $64, you made that money back. So, it's not that hard to do. But I'm not charging you that. And the reason I'm not doing that is, number one, I want you to get results now, and I want it to be easy for you. Yes, I know. I just talked about the higher the price is, the better someone gets. But I'm taking a chance with you. I'm believing that I can do this at a lower price and you'll still get the same results as if I charge you $5,000. I'm telling you, because I really want you to be successful. FYI, this is my closed beta program. And so I'm telling you, I'll make you a promise that the price that I give you today is the best price that you'll ever get from me for this program. And because you thought I was doing something I didn't believe in. No, I think you can hear from my voice that this is something I truly, truly believe in. Now, and just so you know, it is tax deductible. Trainings for your business, because you are in business, they're tax deductible. Talk to your tax accountant about that, to make sure that you're doing it correctly. Now, my regular price for this program is $1,700. And that's if you had a $100 product, you sell 17 of them. You can count on that's fingers and toes, and you made your money back. Or if you had a 100 people purchasing a $17 product, it's just as easy. And $17 products can actually be very, very profitable for you. But I'm not charging you that either. And before I tell you the price, I got to give you but wait, there's more. In addition to the class, one thing I'll give you is a free 30-minute one-on-one session where we're going to analyze the results post-launch to say, okay, this is what's happening. We're going to make adjustments to your campaign so that we can maximize their response and answer any questions that you may have. Number 2, on-demand access. Again, these courses are very intense. They're hands-on. They're fast-paced. So sometimes you want to go back and you want to watch it again. I see somebody in the comments that said, hey, can they watch this? Can they come to my next seminar? And the answer is yes. It gives you the opportunity to really understand what is being said. You can watch it over and over again for an entire year, not just through the duration of the class, an entire year. And allows you to go at your own pace. I do know that some people may not be able to attend the classes live. So I want them to still be able to do it even on their own time. And so many of us are busy. The next thing I have is what I like to call my digital dorm room. And this is the historic James Hall at the great Hampton University. Shout out to them. And that's why I stayed in the top floor, room 507. But it's a community of fellow students, other entrepreneurs, where you can ask questions, get assistance, and encouragement. They interact with each other all the time, and of course, myself. It gives you 24/7 access to the instructors. So if I'm up, I'll answer. If my assistants or interns are up, they'll answer the questions that are there. It's not in the classroom setting, so you just type it, and you go to sleep, and then you wake up. And the answer is there. Then we get daily updates of real-time happenings in the business world. So if something comes up and I think it's good for you all, I'm going to show it in there. Also, I do daily office hours. I do process walkthroughs. So whatever we're talking about that day, whatever I talked about before with the homework, I help you walk you through it. I do useful tips and tricks. Hey, try this, try that. Make this happen. Again, because I have, I'm only doing 20 students. I'm able to be intimately involved in the process that you're doing. Then I do real-time constructive criticism, to say, hey, and it's always to build, hey, you may want to try this, move this, use this font instead of that font. Yes, that font is fancy, but can somebody easily read it? It's so many things that we can do. Yes, that font is easily readable, but is it really matching your brand? All of that. Question and answers like, hey, Carl, I'm a little confused about this. What do you mean? And, and anybody who in any of my class, they tell you I'm always building up, always building up, always building up. So you get all of this. And I'm supposed to show this big old stack of this is worth this is worth that. But I know that you know that this is worth it. And the easy price of one payment today of $697. Again, that's $700. You sell 10 products at $70, you've made your money back. Or if you need a payment plan, we do 2 payments of $400. Or if you need a different type of plan, just you holler at me. We'll make it work for you. But again, this is gonna work. This is the best price you'll ever get from me. Now, for the next 24 hours, if you sign up, you'll also qualify for one pre-launch consultation. So before the classes even start, we work one-on-one where we go over and perfect your product before the workshops even start. I go to my whiteboard right here. I love my whiteboard, and we iron out exactly what you should be selling. We're not getting into prices. We're just making sure that your product is easily deliverable for you. And the session is recorded, and you're provided with my unedited consultation notes and a recording of what we had. And I know you're going to love it. Now, about our company, we're different. We prefer to cultivate loyalty rather than dependence. I don't want, I don't try to present this in any way where anybody feels like they have to always come back. I would love for you to come back, but I want it to be because of what I deliver, not because I'll leave you wanting something. Our process is customized to you and your situation. So many people in so many of these classes, they're like, look, you got to do what I said. And we're not just focused on one product. We want to help you build your business. I showed you the roadmap. We're going to get you there to that place where you have that full-time freedom. You're able to do what you want, when you want, for whom you want. You're building that generational legacy wealth. And remember, profit before pain. What you learn in this program, you can repeat over and over and over again, even without me. Again, because I believe you'll come back. But if you decide that you want to, take what you've learned and move on, that's fine with me. You know, I want you to have that. I want you, say thank you, but that's about it. But most important of all, through all of this, you'll have a fully launched business within 4 days, and you'll be ready to rake in profits immediately. Now, hold up, I'm not finished. You've gotten this far, so I want to offer you something else. Since I really want you to have success, and that's because it makes me look good, I promise everybody who completes this course that I will be their 7th customer. I will be their 7th customer. Whatever program they're selling, I'm going to buy it. If I can't use it, because you'll never find me with a dress, you'll never find me in makeup. Now if you got the tennis shoes, hey, I'm with that. But I'll give it to somebody else. All of that. And the truth of the matter, I want to say, I've talked a whole lot about it. And if you're worried about the cost to get started, I want you to see the price of staying exactly where you are. That's more dangerous than anything. Being where you are right now, a year from now, that's called stagnation. No one wants that. You don't want to be stagnant. You don't want to hold yourself up. You don't want to be in a position, where you're struggling a year from now, or you wish that you did something different a year from now. Like that's not what this is about. So all that to say, I'm glad that everybody came. Should you have any questions, comments, concerns, speculations, feel free to hit me up. Carrier pigeon, email, DMs. Some people got my number, all that good stuff. We can make this happen. I look forward to it. I'm glad you all came. Love y'all. Don't forget to wish my father a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm out. Again, if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, speculations, hit me up.